Stat and runnerspace with Bryan Clay Invitational. Will Palmer, distance man at Florida, 30, 50, 43. I'm sure that obviously you guys had some really exciting conversations about, and obviously some really meaningful training to put this all together, but then actually go out and see it executed over 25 laps. Just what are the emotions?
Yeah, I'm excited for her. It's been a fantastic year, and every time she gets on the track, she's put it all out there. So I don't know. I'm excited that she gets to keep doing this at this level.
When you and Sam and Parker first connected, where did you see, or maybe where and when did you see the 10K eventually fitting in? I mean, I think everybody was hoping it would be part of her growth and her development and her evolution, but obviously her health is the most important thing. But how did you kind of see how that was going to be the piece to the puzzle that was added on to cross country and the 3 and the 5?
Yeah, it's funny. Some conversations about it came up last spring, and there was a window where she actually might have run it last spring. But there were the sessions we were doing, once she'd get to 27, 28 minutes, if she was doing something continuous, things just weren't flowing the way you want to see them flow. And so it just took another year to stack things on, but she'd been receptive for a little while now,
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, it's 6K across, grass and dirt and hill and trail, but I mean, obviously, whether it's indoor or outdoor, it's like, okay, well, your options are 3 or 5, if you want to dabble into the steeplechase, okay, but I mean, the fact that she had the ambition, we know that the will is there, the courage is there, the determination is there, but the fact that she had the ambition, how important is that for any athlete that you and Sam have mentored, that it's their desire, it's their ambition, and not hey, we think that you can do this?
Yeah, kids ask us all the time when we go through the recruiting process with them, and the parents are like, hey, what event is my child going to run? And it's really about, we'll assess kind of where their skill sets are and tell them hey, we think you can be successful with this, but if they're not on board and they're not excited about it, I mean, the 10K is a perfect example. If you're not excited about running the 10, even if you have the skill set for it, it's going to go pretty poorly. So, yeah, we have to plant the seed, and then they have to be excited about it too.
Obviously, all the 3K marks she was pursuing, 5K marks she was pursuing were on the heels of what Caitlin did. This one, obviously, for those that had the blessing of being at Stanford back in 2010 and seeing Lisa Koll, Lisa Yule, however we want to celebrate her, any record to stand for 14 plus years in this stage of collegiate distance running is almost unheard of. I mean, you and Sam, certainly know, the legacy of. I mean, the fact that it's not just because it's her, but the fact that it stood that long, and I know how much respect she has, for the history of distance running. How awesome is it that it stood that long, and then the fact that that she was the one to be able to, just like Nico was the first one to go under that barrier, that she's the first one to go under the 31 barrier.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. We didn't talk about it a lot. We try not to have a lot of conversations about hey, this is the outcome that we want.
It's all about process and journey.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's
I just asked you because you have such a respect for the history of the legacy, and you know how good Lisa was.
One of the cool stats is that Sam, my wife, was actually a cyclone.
Yeah.
So she looked up to Lisa.
That's why I asked. Right. Yeah.
And so there's some added history there. But I don't know. Anytime a record stands for 5, 10, 15 years, it just tells you how hard it was to do. And part of it is the fitness, but part of it is it's hard to find these nights and get things set up the right way too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the spectacular steeplechase performance from Elise. Seemed to kind of get that Gator momentum rolling in the right direction tonight. And as I said to her after the race, for all those girls, for Lexi, for her, for everybody that was in that front pack, it just looked so smooth and so relaxed and so easy. How excited does that have you for what that could look like later in the year.
That was exciting, and we've joked with Elise, we're like, you've had to wait around to do your thing. Cross country, she kind of does her thing a little bit, but it's not her forte, and same thing with indoors, but she loves the barriers and that particular event. So I don't know, that was cool. Like, I felt like she took a step forward after the indoor season, but then when you see him do it on the track, you're like, okay, this is neat.
And I'm so glad to hear you say that, because she and I both said independently that people will look at her indoor performances and be like, well, was there really that much growth and development? Absolutely, and it's like, just get the barriers and water jumps in front of her, and you're going to see exactly how much growth and development and improvement that was. So to actually find that affirmation and that validation tonight was really awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled for her. That was maybe even more of a surprise,
Awesome. We'll keep everybody healthy and happy, and we look forward to great things at the conference meet, regionals and nationals from the Gators. Well done.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric.